Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos of the paid request. This time for Night of Snake. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in any topic, reaction, review, re-review, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Links are down below in the info box. It could be any topic or whatever the case, review, re-review, video game let's try, what have you. And this is for 5 about movie trailers. And what are 5 scenes that were in the trailer but were not in the movie that you wish were in the movie, and 5 that you're glad were not in the movie? Because that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of movie trailers, and usually they're based on an older edit of the film, or sometimes they tweak stuff to literally lie to the audience to get them into the theater, which granted is false advertising, but for some reason you cannot sue for false advertising. Remember that movie Predators with Adrian Brody? I didn't like the movie, but remember the end of the trailer? Adrian Brody had like 15 lasers on his body. Then you watch the film, it's only one, because there's only, well, technically 4 Predators in the film. And 3 are more of the villains. Not the 15 that you saw. Now, that got people intrigued to go see it. Oh my god, there's this many Predators in the film? No, because it lied. Or Avengers, what was it? Infinity War, when the Hulk was on Wakanda with the other heroes. Chris Evans in them, and the Hulk is running behind them. He's not there. He's not in the battle at all. In fact, other than getting his ass kicked in the first 5 minutes, he's not in the rest of the movie. So how is that not false advertising? And that happens a lot. I mean, Black Christmas remake, half that trailer is not the movie. There's a person being dragged by Christmas lights to some lawnmower Christmas thing. I don't know what it is. And that's a remake I can have fun with for its makeup effects and stuff. But I kind of wish the trailer is what was made into a movie. Like, those scenes in the trailer. So there's a lot of that where they'll have stuff in the trailer but it's not in the movie. I had to think about that. Like, what was in the trailer? Because I was trying to think of like all the movie trailers I've seen, and if it's a movie I don't like, and that's also how would that scene have fit into the movie? That's another thing in terms of context. But a few of the ones that I kind of wish were in the movie, I don't know if I could do a top 5, but I'll mention a couple of them. Some of the scenes in Cliffhanger, like the bit where Stallone's climbing a waterfall that's frozen and he has to punch it in order to grab it. You see in the trailer he punches something and water cascades onto him. That was edited out because they deemed it too unrealistic. The full finale of the trailer, where he does the super jump, I understand that would be total Spider-Man, Superman, superhero to make that jump. But it's such a cool looking jump. So I mean, I get it. And they filmed it. It's on the deleted scenes. And it's like, I get that it's unrealistic, and I understand why they took it out. But I like the scene still, and I kind of wish it was in the movie. Because I look at it as like escapism entertainment that I don't think a lot of it's realistic, but I think a lot of it's fun. And I love the movie to death. So I do wish it was in the movie. But I can understand why it was taken out, but I do love that scene. Rambo 4, there's one of the trailers, it wasn't the first trailer that was like 3 minutes long. There was a second trailer in between that's like 1:13. Not the one with "Let the boys hit the floor." Not that one. It was older one, but it was after that first initial 3-minute trailer that said John Rambo. Where it was like a series of scenes, and there's a bit that at the end of Rambo 4, after he did his 50 caliber massacre, bad guys have a rocket and they shoot it. And Rambo looks, he jumps up and dives as the Jeep blows up. So he jumps off the Jeep and dives over here to safety while the Jeep blows up, so because someone tried to shoot a rocket up his ass. Why that was not in the movie, I don't know. It's never been a deleted scene. It wasn't in the director's cut. No one's ever asked Stallone about it. What happened to that? Why was it taken out? Probably because that trailer... You can find the trailer. Again, it will take a little bit... well, if I showed it... Actually, I'm not going to show it because of copyright, but let me see if I could... If I see it, I can name, like, maybe the person who made it. Who uploaded, I should say. And people can find it. Let me see. Rambo 2008 trailer. Because I'll recognize by the length of it. Just bear with me. So is that the 2-minute 25 one? Is that the 3-minute 23-second one? Let's see if I do this where it's less than 2 minutes. Or under 4 minutes, so maybe that could help. Is it official trailer 2 from the Sly Stallone fan? 59 seconds? This might be it. Let me see. No, this is the one that let the boys hit the floor. So it's not that one. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, is it this one? See, bear with me. No. It's going to be hard to find this trail now that I'm trying to do it. Damn it. God damn it. See, that's why no one knows it, because it's hard to find this trailer now. I swear, I know it's... I'm not making it up. I know it's on there. I know it's out there. Because it's an older trailer. Or they all be older, but... I wish I could find what the hell it was, though. It wasn't... Okay, this might be it. From, yeah, British Chap 007. Let me see if I can... If I can't show... See, it's not the best quality, though. 240p, that's the best I could do. Yeah, British Chap 007. It's 1 minute and 18 seconds. Yeah. I think it's coming up. Okay, about 54 seconds. Sorry, I know this is way, but because of copyright. Now I know you can't see it, but See, there's like a guy shooting a missile. And since I have the volume down, it's going by go by very quick. So bear with me. See, it goes by a few seconds, but you see, like, he shoots a missile and Rambo jumps off and rolls under. There, jump, boom, Jeep explosion. So let me see what your freeze on the Jeep. Like, where is that scene? I remember seeing this trailer, like, wow, that's really cool. Where is that? Like, where is this bit? Is this Rambo rolling under another vehicle? Look like a pretty cool explosion. Where is that bit? Why would he cut out action in a Rambo movie? Why? Why would he cut out action in a Rambo movie? So, British Chap 007. BRTISHCHAP 07. British Chap 07. 1 minute 18 seconds. And it's about 54 seconds in. Where's that? Where is that scene? So that's definitely one in there. Other ones, the transporter, as ridiculous as it is, I love the bit in the trailer where Jason Statham tastes the dish and ricochets the rocket. Now, someone said it's in a version of the film, but I don't know what version they're talking about, because in the US, just be like, I saw it in my version of the film. I'm like, what version did you watch with it in? Does it, okay, if you watch the trailer, and this is a ricochet off the wall, y'all, we're gonna brawl, brawl. I did, he tastes it, someone shoots a rocket, and he ricochets it, and at least in America, it was not in the movie. In the DVDs, Blu-rays, it's not in the movie. So I don't know if there's a version of the movie overseas or some director's cut or something that it is in it. If so, I don't know which one that is, and I don't know anything about it. You can feel free to educate me. But as ridiculous as the movie's ridiculous, the transport is ridiculous. So I'd rather have that scene in the movie. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good, entertaining moment. I wish that was in the film. Other stuff, Mission Impossible Fallout, where Tom Cruise is in a helicopter. You see it going towards a truck. I think that was done only for the trailer, but I'm like, I kind of want to see like how, like the split second that he's got to do. Like that seemed much more of an intense scene than. It's a great scene in the movie. Fallout, I think, is one of the better Mission Impossible films. I really like the film, but that scene, like driving towards his truck, I'm like, ooh, how's he going to get out of this? He's not, because it's a lie. So anyway, I kind of wish that was in the movie. Detox, ICU, there's a bit of Stallone running down the hallway and slamming on the door. You kind of see it in a nightmare sequence, but it's like slowed down. And it was on a deleted scene on the... It might be on the Blu-ray now. It was on the DVD. Where Stallone wakes up and his door's been opened and he looks and someone's closing the door and he runs. Because I thought it was like a good, intense performance of Stallone. Showcases his fear, his anxiety, confusion what's going on. I thought it was like a good acting bit for Stallone. And you saw a little bit of that in the trailer. I wish that was in the movie. Bad Boys for Life, there's I mean, one of the trailers has them driving through a mall. And literally Martin Lawrence going, we're driving through a mall. That's not in the movie. Why is that not in the movie? And when Will Smith and Martin has the machine gun on the side of the motorcycle, there's a bit in one of the trailers where they do a 180 and Martin Lawrence is firing. Martin Lawrence is firing the weapon. And it looks like they did like a 180 where they shoot at the guys who are behind them. That felt like a good, entertaining moment. But that's not how it is in the movie. But then you look at the trailer, it's like They don't do a 180, and as it's turning, there's a shot where they're turning, Martin is firing the gun. That's not in the movie. But I wish it was in the movie. I mean, that was one of the cool moments of the trailer to me. And I'm sure there's a ton of, I mean, Hard Target. Granted, it's in the work print version, but there's bits, when he's doing the flips and stuff that is in the trailer, but it's not in the movie. But granted, technically you just see it now, because even the Blu-rays nowadays, they have the bit extended cut where the flips and stuff are in there. Just not everything. And I'm sure there's a ton of other ones, but those are ones I thought of at the top of my head. As for five that I'm glad were not put into the movie, that's hard to say because again, it's hard to remember every movie where that wasn't in the movie. Like to try to remember every trailer that's come out for movies, and a good chunk of them, pretty much all that's in the trailer was in the movie, and vice versa. But I do think of more of okay. I wish it was in the movie, but it was only in the trailer. Like the Beekeeper, where after the guy threw the honey. I mean Jason Statham threw the honey. Honey's flammable as fuck. Who knew? Like that line. I really like that line in the trailer. It's not in the movie. Like why is that line not in the movie? It was a funny line in the trailer. Like so more instances of it's not in the movie. I wish it was in the movie. It was hard for me to think of scenes that were in the trailer, but I'm glad we're not in the movie. That was very tough. I mean, maybe in Hard Target, the line Arnold Vosloo says, "You don't get to beat Elvis." I never did like that line, and that Arnold Vosloo says in the Hard Target trailer. So I'm glad that's not in the movie. I think in certain trailers they show a little bit of the octopus from the Goonies. Although I couldn't find the trailer. I thought there was a trailer that showed it. Maybe not. Maybe just in my mind. But I know in the movie they mentioned an octopus because there's a deleted scene with an octopus. So I know it doesn't count because maybe they didn't show that in the trailer, but I'm glad there's no octopus in the Goonies. You didn't need it. I thought it worked as is. The very first teaser of the Ghostbusters is a completely different Ghostbusters theme. And while it'd be curious to hear what that full song would be, at least that version, because I think you find another version, but it's not exactly the version that was in the teaser for Ghostbusters, but at the same time, I'm glad we got the Ghostbusters theme we got now, because this teaser, that song would never been as big or as memorable as Ray Parker Jr.'s. I mean, stuff that I'm glad we did. I mean, I don't like Rogue One, so all the stuff that was in the trailer for Rogue One that wasn't in the movie, I'm glad for it because the movie sucks and I don't like anything about it anyway. Jared Leto, there's him with a burnt face in the Suicide Squad trailers. The less of him as Joker, the better. Because I thought he was the worst Joker. He sucked. He was terrible as Joker. So the less of him, the better. Less of that dipstick, the better. Yeah, I'm sincerely was trying to think like what was in the movie trailer and I went, oh, I'm glad they didn't do that. Like I said, that's very hard for me to think of. Again, I think there's some footage in World War Z that hints at the original ending of the film, where they had the battle in Russia. I'm glad that wasn't the case because I like the ending we have now. Because I like World War Z quite a bit, actually. Sonic the Hedgehog. There you go. That's the perfect example. Sonic. The original design of Sonic, that would be number one. That's number one. The original design of Sonic, so glad that was not in the movie. They changed it, they reworked it. So that would be number one. That should have been the first thing I thought of, but it was nightmare fuel that I wiped down my brain as most people did and wanted to do. So that's why that should have been the number one thing that popped in my head. But that was like PTSD. I didn't remember the damn thing. I wanted to wipe it out, just like a butt wipe. While I tried to shove a butt plug up your peel. I just wanted to forget it. So, the original design of Sonic in the original trailer with the Gangsta's Paradise. Because, you think of Sonic, you think of Gangsta's Paradise, of course. That design, yes, I'm glad that was not in the movie. I'm glad they changed it. I know it affected, sadly, some of the people who worked on it. The effects people. Really do feel bad for them. I am glad, though, that we got the Sonic design that is here and now, which is successful enough that it's getting at least 3 movies. If it was that original design, there would not be 3 movies, there would not be 2 movies, there would barely be 1 movie. So, that's number one. The awful Sonic design. I'm glad I didn't end the video while thinking about, oh, why did I think of that? Duh! Duh. So, I would say that would be number one. So now I'm trying to think, was there any other ones that I could think of that... I mean, a lot of them are for bad movies that I don't like them anyway, so the less said about them, the better. There may be others, but again, it was hard for me to think of it. I did think about this beforehand, and I'm like, I don't know. Again, there's stuff in, like, I mean, there's stuff in Tango and Cash trailer that's not in the movie that would have been interesting to see, like Kurt Russell fighting someone in a movie theater, and Sylvester Stallone shooting a windshield with a gun, shotgun. But that film had a lot of issues, a lot of production woes where there's a lot of additional photography. So that was probably the original opening for those characters, was Stallone coming up with a shotgun and Kurt Russell fighting someone in a movie theater. But if maybe it was like those, there were much more subtle openings to the characters. So they're like, well, let's make a big, grander entrance for the characters. So Stallone doing his ode to Jackie Chan police story, Kurt Russell with a big car chase, which I'm glad for because I love the film we have. So if that was the case, then I will say that. I'll put Tango and Cash in that category of I'm glad it wasn't in the film. Because if it meant that there were much more subtle, less grandiose openings for the characters, then I'm glad they're not in it and we got what we have because I love what we have in Tango and Cash. So I'll say that'll be another example of that I'm glad we're not in the movie because of how it pertained to the overall scheme of things. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Take care. Harm me to think of anything else. You know, actually, in Get Out, I didn't mind in the trailer that weird deer skull skeleton looking thing. That I was wondering how that was going to be in the movie, but it's in a deleted scene as like a nightmare sequence. But I actually didn't mind that. But I like the movie Get Out. So I would not have minded if that was back in the movie. But again, this is stuff that was in the trailer, not just deleted scenes and stuff. So, but yeah, with that said, it's interesting about movie trailers. You know how they can tease you with scenes, they get you interested, intrigued, and then completely evaporate because they're not in it. And again, how much of that is false advertising? Because what got me entranced was one of these scenes that you don't have it, so I feel fooled, I feel bamboozled, but you can't do anything about it. Because you can't sue for false advertising. You will never win, and there'd be so much money involved, you would just be in the poorhouse anyway. So, there you go. But movie trailers, unless it's a movie, I mean, I rarely watch movie trailers nowadays, unless it's request. Just because, or they pop up and I can't skip them when I'm watching a video. Because either they give away too much, or they're films I don't really care about, so I don't care what they look like, or whatever the case. So, but I remember I love watching trailers of older films. I love it. I do I have one here? Like I have a bunch. I think it's over there. I have a bunch of yeah, right here. I love movie trailers of the old. Yeah, I have stuff like this, like Driving Delirium, which is 181 trailers from back in the day. I love watching older trailers because it's like mini movies, each one of them, and how did they advertise? What music did they use? So I'm a big fan of that type of stuff, of the older generation. So I love movie trailers. Just nowadays, and just maybe it's just the steam of movies today. I miss when they started with the Dream Band trailer. This is approved for all audiences. And I hate when they do that theme nowadays where we don't show you a 10-second trailer to the trailer you're about to see in 10 seconds. Why do they do that? Like, they think people are so damn ADDDD. They can't hold still to watch a 2-minute trailer. So here's 10 seconds to, oh, what? The shiny tease. No, just play the damn trailer. I don't need a 10-second trailer to the trailer I'm about to watch. Just show that. By the time you put the 10-second trailer, I could be watching the trailer. Shut up and just give the trailer. And they should make a rule. Don't show any of your last 30 to 40 minutes of the movie. Show none of that in the trailer. Because if you can't sell your movie on the first half, you don't have much of a movie. So I think that would actually benefit a lot more than people think. Don't show any bits of the last 30, 40 minutes of your movie, so that if you're interested, the second half, you don't be a total surprise. Because again, I'm not, even if the trailer had to be a minute long, if you don't have a movie interesting enough to sell you on the first half, then you don't have much of a movie. But hey, that's a rule no one else agrees with, and they never implement, and so be it. Unless maybe old teaser trailers back in the day where they show none of the movie, like the original teaser of Terminator 2 with the assembly line, or some other the original teaser of John Carpenter's The Thing, that's just cold and mist and there's a block of ice and all that stuff. But take that for what you will. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.